all of us just were so happy and thrilled to be there. It was just fantastic. And it was just phenomenal. There's no way I can explain it. The greatest concert experience of my life. And I wish I could relive it. I wish I could see it again.
They are indeed a legend, and I am thoroughly delighted to play hostess today.
And we're delighted to be here.
Thank you. Peter Hamill and Guy Evans.
Yes.
Let me make it clear to those of you who are not familiar with this group that they have never, and I mean never, been in America. If I'm suddenly sounding very British, that's because, that's why. But this is their absolute first visit, and they have indeed been one of the root groups of the progressive rock sound. Now, what happened? Why now a new album, an American release, a tour? What precipitated all of this?
I suppose that this is what it must seem like, that now is we're suddenly, the whole thing is happening in America. But
so we've come out of coma or something,
yeah.
having been nudged into wakefulness to make an album every so often. But in fact, we've been working all of the time in Europe.
Why did you shun us? I mean, is there something we've done?
The band did break up from 72 to 75.
Yes.
But from 69 to 72 we made 3 albums. Mm-hmm. Then since we reformed in 75 we've made further 3, of which the latest world record is the only one which has had full immediate release.
Yes.
In 1976, I was feeling a bit disillusioned with the music scene in England and ready for something different. My chance came when Tony Stratton-Smith decided to promote a Van der Graaf Generator concert at the Beacon Theatre in New York. I was flown over as an advance party to drum up some interest and help sell a few tickets. After a weekend settling in, I headed to the offices of Mercury Records, the band's US label, where I was given a desk, a phone and a box of records. From here, I set about my task of getting the word out about Van der Graaf Generator. Although not my favourite band on Charisma, I liked the guys and was determined to do my very best to help their gigs sell out. I soon realised that the record company couldn't give a flying fuck about the group and wouldn't lift a finger to help me, even after I flew up to the head office in Chicago to plead with the promotion guys there. Mercury's indifference to the band made me even more determined, and back in New York, I went round all the record shops, putting up handmade posters and sending LPs to all the disc jockeys and calling music writers on the Trouser Press and Village Voice to make sure they mentioned the gig. In the event, all this hard work on my part was unnecessary, probably hot air, as the gig sold out with no problem. Every Van der Graaf fan in America, and maybe even further afield, showed up on the night, and all the tickets were sold easily.
Good evening. I go back a couple of years in welcoming our friends from across the Atlantic, and somehow or other I get off on it and I love it because there are a lot of great musicians. Starting back the crazy thing at the airport with the Beatles and all kinds of other people who've come since who are really good musicians who can entertain you. So tonight for New York, for the very first time, and they took their time getting everything together, and they said, now we have it together, we're going to come to New York, and you've heard their music, I hope, with us. Welcome to America and to New York, Van der Graaf Generator.
first song is going to be, as it should be really, a new one, and it's called When She Comes. Is the smell of her perfume, and you think she's eternal, and you think that she's everything, but no one knows what she is. Repentance for all you should have said. Her entrance seems to raise you from the dead, and you think she's really with you, and you think that she'll always stay, always ready to forgive you, always ready to grant you her mercy, but in her own way. When she comes, she'll be a stranger struck dumb. You try to protest the drum. These are the rangers to play. You should have noticed that you had not in the way.
City show at all, the Beacon Theater?
No.
What are your memories of that show?
Well, just being very, very exciting and feeling it was really important, you know.
Yeah.
A lot did depend on it, actually, because, you know, we were trying to convince the American record company and everything, and we were hoping to get work on the East Coast and the West Coast as a result of it.
Right.
So we made it, you know, really did make a special effort, and I remember lots of people coming to the gig, and
yeah, it was
roadies and things like that, and old roadies came, and
yeah, John Anthony was there actually.
Yes, John Anthony. We met John Anthony there as well. A lot of people we knew came, and it was you know, very exciting.
knew it was pretty much sold out. We knew that it had been turned into this kind of one-off chance to see this elusive band.
Yes. Yeah.
So we knew something of the hype behind it. We were treated like a band who were beyond our status. We were staying at the Essex Towers Hotel.
Right, I read that.
Central Park West End.
Yeah.
And I think Jimmy Carter was staying there at the time. I mean, it's that kind of hotel. And we were finding it all a bit odd because it was very New York. The whole experience was very New York. New York was was a pretty wild place then. And it was very, very speedy. And suddenly everything was happening. Suddenly we were staying at this extremely flash hotel. We were playing a gig on Broadway. We were having a huge reception afterwards that everybody came to. We were going to this club, that club. But,
Yeah.
Not hidden key. You try for her to find it and all you can complain if the efforts be wanted. Ain't enough need to be reminded that you really never did quite catch your name.
I do remember a funny thing happening on the way to the concert.
What's that?
We were on Broadway in a big car, and Gordian was in the front seat, and we were in the two back seats, the band. It was like almost a limo, but just a big car with 3 rows of seats. And there was a beggar standing at the traffic lights with holding up a sign saying, "Give me 95 cents."
Yeah.
And we thought that's a bit odd. Why didn't she ask for $1?
It's very specific.
Why 95 cents? And Gordian, who was our manager, rolled down his window, right? And the driver said, "Shut the windows." And I remember being on that side as well. I was winding my window down, thinking I could see if I could sort out 95 cents myself.
Right.
If Gordian can't. And the guy said, "Shut the window, shut the window." And she came right alongside as we were shutting the window.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, well, that's a bit bloody mean. That is a bit mean.
Yeah, like calling her over and then shutting the window. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, because she came right over and because she saw the window opening.
Right.
And then he shut the window on her, and I thought that's bloody bit rude.
Right.
And anyway, the lights changed, and we sped away. And I turned round looking at her, and she was still facing towards the traffic, with her back towards us. And behind her back, held in one of her hands, in her right hand, was an enormous pair of shears.
No way.
Yep.
Oh my! Like what was she gonna do? Like stab you guys or something? You gotta be kidding me, man.
when I told the driver, I said, hey, you're not going to believe this, that old woman has got an enormous pair of shears.
Yeah.
Well, they're like giant scissors, you know.
Yeah, sure, right.
That you'd use for cutting cloth or something.
And he probably wasn't surprised at all. He just knew.
No, he said, no, that's why I said shut the window. It's in New York, they're mad.
Oh, my God.
They bloody stick, you know, you don't think they open it, they want the lot. When they open the window, they threaten you and they take all your money.
Oh, my God. He should have been tipped off by the 95 cents.
Because you're there rummaging around, and as you're counting out 95 cents, so you're that close.
Oh my God.
Making the good.
No, he would have.
I stood alone upon the highest cliff-top, down around the all that I could see. The thought that I was being understand with, crashing on my blinding to the sea. I tried to ask what Jesus was, but knew I was not playing. The voice of one and no one came to me.
I had enrolled in a night school class, electronics, on Monday nights, with the first class being Monday, October 18th, 1976. A number of days prior to the first class, I found out Van der Graaf Generator was playing at the Beacon Theater on the 18th. I said, well, so much for night school. I can still picture When She Comes, as that was the opener and left a real impression on me, and I just have fragments of Lemmings and also fragments of La Rosa, as that was one of my favorite songs at the time. I just remember it being truly intense from beginning to end.
I was fortunate enough to see The Who and Led Zeppelin in their prime, and both bands were shockingly good, shockingly loud, and delivered the goods as advertised. But you knew going into a Who concert or going to a Zeppelin concert that this was going to be an oral assault. And I didn't expect that from Van de Graaf, which is why when the curtain went up and the lads strolled on and the show started, I was just shocked at the sound. It was just like being at a Led Zeppelin concert. The sound was very clean. It was shocking for the Beacon. They were very loud. It was crisp and clear. And you could very clearly hear Banton's organ, Jackson and Hamill and Guy, all were coming across very clear in the mix. And my God, were they a machine.
It was so exciting to purchase tickets to see Van de Graaf Generator at the Beacon Theater in New York City, scheduled for October 18th, 1976. I just couldn't believe that I was going to see one of my favorite bands of all time, and one of my heroes, Peter Hamill. I had been a fan of Peter Hamill and Van de Graaf Generator since high school. The excitement was building fast. Taking the train to New York City from Baltimore added even more to that feeling. Arriving in New York City, which is an experience in itself, was unforgettable. Seeing billboards advertising World Record was something I had never experienced before. The crowd, the marquee, and the theater itself were all incredible. The energy in the air was unreal. It was a sold-out show, and when the band hit the stage, I was blown away.
Almost 49 years ago. It's not a vivid recollection, but I certainly remember my friend Gary bought 8 tickets to the show, and we live in Baltimore, Maryland. We had to take 2 days off school to catch the Trailways bus at noon to get up to New York City that evening. And the excitement and the thrill, I had never been to New York City, and I was just 17. And finding the street from the inside Grand Central Station was a chore. And we were all a little high from the ride up. Catching a cab, trying to hail a cab to get the 40 blocks to the Beacon Theater. And people out front, some of them had no idea what was going on. And they were asking, what band is this? What do they play? Where are they from? And I remember the announcer coming on when we sat down, and he was talking about great bands from Europe, like the Beatles, and that to welcome Van de Graaf Generator for their first concert in the United States. And I was thrilled beyond belief.
brother and 3 friends set out to see Van der Graaf Generator in my car, driving into New York City to the Beacon Theater. We got to the show late because I went to the wrong Broadway in Brooklyn and had to return to Manhattan. We walked into the show while the bleak landscape sounds of Arrow reverberated while we found our seats, which were nearly on the edge of the stage. We were practically sitting in Hugh Banton's lap. I was so excited and worried I might miss any more, but the sound was good, so we sat back and watched the show.
Stop! Towers in the distance, riders cross the blasted road against the horizon. Fickle promises and treaty, fatal harming to the futile horizon.
Now my cronies, my college cronies and I, in an undisclosed college in New York City, were listening to Van der Graaf Generator for some time. So we were ecstatic when we found out they were coming. I went to the show with my dear friend Phil. May he rest in peace. We spoke of this show often. And with great luck, we garnered front row seats, of all things. Amazing to me that they came across the pond to play one show. Who does that now? Well, after WNEW Scott Muni gave an introduction, the show began. And I can remember mind-blowing walls of sound, blasting and rearranging my brain. Peter's piercing voice and penetrating lyrics, along with the antics of David Jackson playing multiple instruments simultaneously, was just crazy mind-blowing. It was a very intense show. It was a glorious night, and an honor and a privilege to be there.
All my friends hated Van der Graaf. I loved them. World record was just issued, and I remember how I'm running around the stage like 20 times. I forgot what song. I think it was during the middle of Mergleys. I'm not sure. And I remember they concentrated pretty much on God Bluff, Still Life, and World Record. They didn't play Scorched Earth, which was my favorite song at the time. And it was just amazing. I was 16, and, I can't believe I'm talking about it. Let's see, I'm 66, so 50 whatever years later. I remember people calling out for Black Room, which was one of my favorite songs, and stuff like Running Back. And I remember someone even yelled out Firebrand, which, I remember giving him a thumbs up because that was the first 45. And Hamill saying no requests, and Hamill saying we know what we're going to play.
Now listen, it's no good shouting, we know what we're going to play, and we're right at the moment. Just a minute, come on. It's no good shouting what to play, because we know what we're going to play, and right at the moment we're deep in the middle of the very heavy songs area. So if you just hang on, they'll come. Be quiet. requires a bit of composure, you know, you just gotta go slow,
syllables of our name. Oh, nothing can ever be the same. Now the immortals are here. It seems harness all the force of life without the threat of death. But soon we found that boredom and inertia are not negatives, but all the law we know. And dead are will and words like survival.
One of the highlights of the show for me was Still Life. And it was an amazing choice for Peter to go from a high volume full on to something that takes quite some time to start, the rock and roll. And I was astonished that the relatively full Beacon quieted down quite respectfully for Insta Life, and it was perfect.
Now, Still Life is great, I think, but a very dark thing to live with for a long time. I can't remember ever going into so much depth about how a particular piece was going to be played.
Still Life on the surface to me would be like, well, you know, you and Dave don't even do anything until the middle of the song anyway. Somewhere I heard that, like, at one point you did an arrangement where there were drums all the way through or something.
That's right, yes, I mean, it was really hard.
Which is insane to me. I mean, it's good you didn't do that, because I just don't see how you would be able to fit it in. It doesn't make any sense, but...
Oh, yes, I mean, it was quite an elusive song to arrive at, and of course it's not a comfortable song to keep playing. As you can
from all age of fear and fuck it! Why do I pretend when I know that our essence is distilled and all familiar taste is now drained and purity's maintained. All it leaves us is sterile, and we're living through these millions of years of life as close as any tear, and all of that is living if you claim that all that entails is breathing
defecating, screwing, drinking, spewing, sleeping, sinking, ever down and down, and ultimately passing away time, which no longer has any meaning.
Still Life. How do you like this song? I mean, like, what are your opinions?
Yes, it's glorious, isn't it? It's a joy to do that one.
Mm-hmm.
Guy sort of starting and not playing on most of it was a thing we sort of did a few times. We were always sort of struck by the Stairway to Heaven thing, you know, where Bonham comes in on verse 4, is it? And yeah, we were always quite struck with that, and particularly the way that he always used to come in hard. He wouldn't sort of, you know, meander in with stupid cymbal stuff, you know. If he was going to start in a song, he'd come in thwack, like in Stairway. So, so it's the same in Still Life, where there was that was kind of the way of doing that.
What do you think of Still Life, the song?
No, it's major, you know. It was an absolutely brilliant track.
Would you ever leave the stage or anything? Or
No, I never did.
So what would you do? Just like stand there for the whole first 3 minutes?
Yeah, well, I'd probably be singing the words, probably.
Just getting into it, yeah. The vibe of it.
That's right. I mean, the thing is with, and I suppose it's really important that, you know, it was the effect it had on the audience, you see. So the audience were mesmerised by it. So, you know, you couldn't really treat it in any disrespect. I never liked this business of walking off, you know.
Right.
Having a cigarette, sort of.
Yeah.
So reverence is the word you're looking for here.
Yeah, reverence.
Toothless, haggard feet.
welcome me between the sheets to couple with a withered body. My wife. House forever. House forever. House forever. But it's only in still life. At this juncture, seeing as they're both here, this organ is the organ that Hugh has been building for 2 years, designed and built by Hugh over there and John over there. It's Guanelmo, a rarely seen public figure, and there he is discussing the bass frequencies, and they've decided what they're going to do. What are you going to do?
It must have felt kind of good to finally be playing this creation of yours, like.
Of course, HB1 can contain part of the earlier Hammonds, the E112.
Did you like take a generator? Did you take some?
Yeah,
like...
it had the entire Hammond section out of that.
Wow.
That I'd added to it, so it was. So in some ways it was getting the old organ back, but
yeah,
not the same.
I mean, well, I think I have read that you were going for this like amalgamation of like a rock organ, but also like a sort of pipe organ sound.
Yeah, that's kind of what I always wanted, really.
Yeah, I mean, have a good chat now, because we're going to be playing for quite a long time now. We're going to be going for about 40 minutes when we start the next song, so if you want to, like, shout and yell, say hello to your neighbour down the other block, then do. Hello, Peter! Fripp's been trying to bring out Fripp for years, and every time he succeeds, it's a disaster for the world.
What did you say last night?
Guy remembers.
Just what you actually said was, listen, he's been trying to bring himself out.
Oh, they said bring on Fripp. They said bring on Fripp, right? So, like, yeah, so I can't remember.
Every time he does.
Every time he does. I don't know what that means exactly, you know, but it's what I said then, and it seems to make some sort of sense then. It does make some sort of sense.
It makes much more
sense.
Yes, we think we know what you mean.
The guy who yelled out, "Where's Fripp?" was literally 2 people away from me. He yelled it in my ear. I thought it was cool. And I was 16, I was a kid, and it's beautiful to remember this.
Now, instead of Fripp, first of all, well, we're going to do 3 songs actually. The first one is on World Record, and that's Mowgli's third song, which is at the same moment very simple and very complicated. After that, we're gonna do Darker Yet, a song from a solo album, and then one later. I don't know why I'm talking and so on, because actually what one should go into is like... well.
It's hard to say what particular song stood out that night, but I think Still Life was powerful, Man Erg was wow, and Mergulus 3, they were very special tunes. They shook my bones and my brain.
Jackson, you've heard it on records, but seeing him live, it's like he was like a writhing snake charmer, channeling Rahsaan Roland Kirk, except he wasn't playing like Rahsaan Roland Clark, he was playing like Jackson. And it was astonishing.
guitar playing had a super rocky feel, which I really dug. It was loud, full of feedback, and at times he would spin around under the spotlight, owning the stage. It's hard to describe. You just had to see it. I don't think anyone else could pull off what Peter did. His voice was unbelievable, going from a soft, beautiful, dramatic, almost spoken tone to a rage-filled scream, all in one song. No one else had that kind of range or emotion.
Peter, like the vocals, oh my God, you knew from the records the range, but live, you're just not prepared for it. I mean, the higher notes were, like, shall we say, Robert Plant had nothing on him.
Shining on a happy doll, come metal and come diamond, I am all. Come sweating feeling like on fields of bronze, in that tumbling of the dun. And baby lovely down the corridors of power. Come see my sign on Caesar. Sometimes you glimpse me in the shade. All friends are gone, all calls are weak and wasted, there is no more to say. But will you not run from me to love me for one more day?
I remember arriving and being not only excited about what was to come, but also amazed at the crowd that had gathered. It seemed quite large to me, almost too large. We speculated and suspected that perhaps there were some folks who were giving out tickets to delightful, nicely dressed young folks who had no idea what they were in for.
Will you not run to me? Love me for one more life.
Banton, what can I say? It's like a church organist on acid, which is probably unfair to both church organists as well as acid.
Is moved to action. that stethoscope to the soul in trying the horror world will place these things that's all into the same bitter end. Good night. We're gonna do an oldie. We're gonna do an oldie that's called Killer. bottom of the sea and you kill all that come near you. Because all the other fish, yeah, you. And you crave companionship and someone that you can call your very own. Because for the whole of your life you've been living all alone. Black moss at the black bottom of the sea. Your mother gave us to you and died because you can't have two colors. Living in the same land. And your mother knew that her time had come. She was really rather glad. Somebody please come and help me. Come and help me. Somebody please come and help me. Come and help me. Oh, this is not mine. Neither can I. Neither can I. Oh, this is not mine. This is not mine. This is not. Neither can I. Neither can I.
My favorite singer-songwriter ever, still to this day. None can compare in my mind. His music touched my soul as a 17-year-old trying to find my way. And the way he describes stuff and the passion that he sings with. And the song he came out with, When She Comes. And La Rosa was just unbelievable. The Arrow and David Jackson playing that sax, two of them at once, in person. We had never seen any video of the band. It didn't exist back then. And it was just phenomenal.
I remember remaining seated for a bit and processing at what I had just seen. And I also recall stopping before descending the stairs and just staring down into the lobby as the audience left. I did not want to leave. I did not want the evening to end just yet. And now, looking back, this was one of the most memorable concerts, although now quite faded, of my life.
My friends and I were ecstatic after the show. It couldn't have been better. We were on cloud nine. My friend Tony bought the new world record that was being sold in the lobby. We couldn't wait to hear it when we got home.
They put together an amazing set list. The 2.5 hours went, I'm telling you, I literally felt like it was like 30 minutes and it was over. It felt like, time, I didn't get enough.
They did a big party for us back at the hotel. Right. Because I remember John Bonham and somebody arriving and leaving again. Yes, I remember someone looking at the door and going, "Oh right," and when it left again. I think it was the end of the party or something. They'd been invited because they were in town or something. Yeah.
Most of Bad Company were there.
At the Vandergraaf party.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And also, strangely, a cult movie actor called Michael J. Pollard.
No way!
Yeah.
Wait, Michael J. Pollard. Yes, I know exactly who that is.
Yeah, he was there.
Yeah, he was in Bonnie and Clyde.
That's right. Yeah.
Oh man, I totally know who that. I love that guy, man. He
turned up, and I don't know why. What I'm trying to give you is Mercury has managed to turn it into the event to be seen at, sort of thing.
Oh my gosh! So Bad Company is there and Michael J. Pollard.
Yeah.
So did you guys know Bad Company, or were they just kind of?
Yes, we did actually. Actually, not all of Bad Company, but all of the ex-Free members of Bad Company. We did.
Yeah. Right.
Because we had we'd been on the same touring circuit, and we used to meet them quite often at festivals, gigs.
Right.
Munich Festival we played with them, we played at various Oxford balls with them, and they were a really good band, we got them quite well.
There apparently is third-party collaboration that I was seen drinking with John Bonham and Bad Company, and the reason why they were there is that in addition to Bonham being a fan of Guy Evans, who knew, Led Zeppelin's Vanity label distribution had been picked up by Mercury, so they were going to be distributing Bad Company albums, and I didn't recognize them, and I asked them what band they were with, which provoked great merriment. See, I knew they were English, and Vandergraaf was there, so I figured they were just another obscure Canterbury prog rock band, and this was apparently not correct.
We were on a high, but we were quickly on, our hopes were very much dashed because there wasn't a tour.
Yeah.
It didn't actually happen for us, so it was also very disappointing.
Mm-hmm.
And we were stuck in this hotel for several days waiting to see what was going to happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it was, quite depressing, I think, after that.
One memory was the fact that we could see the American tour crumbling in front of us because we were supposed to be, as you know, going to New York and then carrying on for another... Going to LA and stuff, yeah. I've forgotten why it all went wrong now. Like I said, I don't know what happened to that tour. So it got pulled and something must have gone seriously wrong with it.
I know there was a certain kind of tension between us and Charisma and Mercury about the strategy in America.
Mm-hmm.
We couldn't really see the sense of going and playing one gig.
Yeah.
But we needed the tour support. We couldn't have financially gone and done any more without tour support from the record company.
Right.
They wanted to put all the tour support into the one gig and make it a kind of showcase.
Now they is Charisma or Mercury?
They're Mercury.
Mercury, okay.
I'm not sure at what point this decision was made, but it was a constant sort of point of argument argument about whether we were just going to do New York or whether we were going to do the other stuff, whether the other stuff was definitely a go or not. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that I remember happening was that Frank Zappa, or somebody to do with Frank Zappa, managed to get hold of somebody, maybe Gordian, when we were in Toronto or about to go to Toronto, and they were playing in Buffalo, and invited us to open for the Mothers.
Ooh, that would have been, I don't know, what would you have thought about that?
I would have gone for that. I mean, because I think he had some awareness of it, because he'd run into us in the studio at one point. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I think possibly the idea of there being some bizarre English band appeal. And it was kind of frustrating to be turning that down, to go and do this one gig that everything was being...
All the eggs in one basket, yeah.
Suddenly hyped for, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It was...